Hello, my name is Eduardo Rosas, and I want to teach you how to build Android and iOS apps using Xamarin. So welcome to this Xamarin.Forms course. Before anything, I want to tell you a story. So a few years ago, I wanted to start developing mobile applications. Back then, for some reason, for the Windows Phone 7 operating system. And I didn't understand what I was finding on Google. It was just too advanced for a newbie like me. I just felt overwhelmed. Even though I did have some very light programming experience, this just seemed too complicated. And I thought to myself that maybe that was why it was one of the last subjects in college, and I was barely starting out. And then I heard about this event that Nokia was having for developers. 2 full days of learning to build Windows Phone 7 and S40 applications. So yeah, a few years ago now. And we would start with Windows Phone. So my mom, with what I'm sure was a ton of effort, gave me just enough money for one day to travel to the big city, get to the event, maybe have something to eat, and return home. So I skipped school that day and went to the event, and luckily that day it would be about Windows Phone 7. And I say luckily because literally in just a few minutes the instructor that day had completely changed my life. And I mean this in every sense of the word. In literally just about 30 minutes, this guy perfectly explained how to build Windows Phone 7 apps, and a world of opportunities opened for me. I would then go ahead and build dozens of apps for Windows Phone 7, for Windows Phone 8, for Windows 8 and Windows 8.1, thanks to that single quick lecture. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is because I want you to have the same opportunity that I did back then. So you too can start building apps and with no need from your loving parents to sacrifice anything, because this course is entirely free. I really hope that this course does to your professional career what those 30 minutes did for me all those years ago. If you are a complete beginner on app development, I made this course with you in mind. So, after just a few minutes, you unlock a world of possibilities with the apps that you can build. And even better, Xamarin.Forms unlocks more doors today by itself than Windows Phone 7 did back then when I learned about it. So, Xamarin.Forms allows you to build native applications for both Android and iOS, reusing 100% of one single code base. So, if you are a complete beginner, this course really is for you. And at the end, you will know how to build iOS apps and build Android apps by 100% reusing C# and XAML code, and add SQLite local databases to your apps as well. So I want to help you to jumpstart your mobile app development career. I don't want you to wait for the university to teach you in the last semesters. So act now and start building iOS and Android apps today.